As a nation, we're getting fatter. More than 1/4 of Australian adults are now obese. That's up from just 11% in the late 1980s. Or put another way, since the mid-1990s, men are, on average, 3.6 kilograms heavier. Women, 4 kilos heavier. And by one estimate, obesity is costing us $60 billion a year.
Weight loss is difficult, and obesity as a disease needs specialised help and intervention. Research on weight loss showed that subjects produce better results with in-clinic intervention, with real professionals, instructions on diet, lengthy counselling and continued self-monitoring. However, these solutions are difficult to be personalised, effective and scalable. Our research shows how adaptive, just-in-time mobile recommender systems can help bridge the gap between clinical personalisation and the ease of mobile computing using diverse sensors. Let's break it down. Adaptive means software that looks and responds to the user's context. For example, the GPS sensor passively provides context on the location of the user. From this, it can determine symbolic locations, such as whether the user is at home or at work. The pedometer can measure how many steps the user has taken. The current time informs whether it's morning or night, and adapt to the user's lifestyle. The gyroscope and the accelerometer can measure the amount and intensity of movement activity. Using all or a combination of these data points, the system constructs a context and chooses to act at the best possible time using the best method. It could send a notification. If the user is about to leave home, it may send a map. Or at moments of high risk, it may suggest a call to reinforce good choices. In other words, it will act just in time.
Lastly, the recommender algorithm is the engine that determines the best suggestion. Let's see how it works. It uses mobile context data to create a prediction on what recommendation it thinks will work best. This is reinforced by decisions from subject matter experts. However, its greatest strength is its non-supervised machine learning component, which uses a pre-existing corpus of data. When it comes time to provide a just-in-time recommendation, the system retrieves the latest user context, seen here by A. It represents his hobbies, his activities, and current location. It then looks amongst its database of other contexts and finds the most similar. In this case, context Z has the shortest distance by using a cosine distance measure. This is the inner product of two vectors, so recommendations that historically worked in context Z will also be offered to context A. This nearest neighbor approach means the recommendation will be personalized and have the highest chance of success because they were based on real-life experience of other users. Recommendations, whether they were successful or whether they were ignored, are saved and fed back into the system for improvements next time. However, the drawbacks are that as users' context changes, it needs to continually be recalculated, which can be computationally expensive. Furthermore, in order to have diverse context for all types of situations, the recommender needs a large corpus of data. This can be hard to collect, especially when there could be privacy concerns around continual tracking and sharing of personal data. In our research, there are various weight loss apps already in the market, such as Noom and MyFitnessPal. These may only have one or two features. However, our survey found the most promising solution may lie in applications that have all three. So let's see it in action. This is Jerry. He's 32 and living in Melbourne. He has a weight loss goal of 60 kilos and 10,000 steps every single day. The pedometer on his device has passively recorded that he has not reached his daily running goal. The algorithm uses his unique profile and context to search for recommendations that were effective for other people most similar to him. That's other men in this area who haven't also met their steps. This morning, it suggests him 3 running options that will help his goal. Note, the system does not provide him with too many options. This may lead to what's known as choice overload, where indecision may lead to counterproductivity. If his device senses he goes for a run, it provides implicit feedback to the algorithm that this type of recommendation has been successful and to use it again on him and others like him in the future.
This is James. James is a 25-year-old male who attends university and works part-time. During COVID, bad habits crept into his lifestyle. and he put on some extra weight that he would like to lose. To get back on track, James consulted his doctor, who helped create a plan for his weight loss. While the advice was good, James found that there were times where he was at higher risk of falling back into bad habits. In these times, he needed additional support. That's where Just in Time comes in. Let's look at a few of these cases and different ways that Just in Time can provide an intervention. James found that after a stressful day of work, he would often make a detour on his way home and get fast food. Knowing this, his system sends him a notification at the time of day he usually leaves work. In this case, the system prompts him to listen to a voice recording he made, affirming his feelings and encouraging him not to let them drive him to make a bad decision. On another day, the system may employ gamification methods to encourage James to stick to his goals. After work, James can score points for driving straight home and cooking his own healthy meal. James walks to and from university. However, he believes this does not lead to enough physical activity. James rarely engages in physical activity after getting home, even when prompted by the system. As a result, the system detects that when he is leaving university, it instead suggests he take a longer walk home so that he can both increase his activity and still relax when he gets home. Another day, the system might prompt James to watch a video of him playing football. James chose this as his motivation for getting fit. Seeing this video, James decided to go have a kick of the footy at his local park. In times of stress, James tends to binge eat, particularly at night. These late night snack fests often lead to negative thoughts about himself, which drive him further towards negative habits. Knowing this, the system sends a prompt to a guided meditation at 9 p.m, allowing James to refocus his mind on his weight loss goals and process his disappointment in a healthier fashion. Alternatively, the system may suggest James journal about his day, allowing him to record his thoughts and feelings and reflect on them so that in the future he can better acknowledge factors that are likely to drive him to food. As can be seen from the prior situations, the system requires large amounts of personal data to function properly. This has many wondering about the risks of such a system. With data relating to people's health being particularly sensitive, data security looms as a major obstacle to the uptake of this technology. However, with proper data protection, these systems will be able to store valuable data, not only for their own function, but also for the user. Contextual information stored by the app can be accessed by the user and shared with qualified health professionals to better support their weight loss journey. Just-in-time recommendation systems have great potential to help users make smarter lifestyle decisions. By employing smart devices, sensors can collect relevant information about our lifestyle habits. A sophisticated machine learning algorithm then gives this data context, enabling a recommender system to provide the right information to the user at the right time. With this technology, making the healthy choice might soon not be about listening to the angel on your shoulder. Instead, we may be listening to the phone in our pocket.